Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, May 3rd, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. A big day yesterday, big day coming up today. So much stuff's going to happen. Game 7s galore. So exciting that we got Game 7s. Thank the Lord for Game 7s. They're the best. And let's just get right into it. We're going to start yesterday, basketball. So the Philadelphia 76ers defeated the Boston Celtics 109 to 100, winning the game, winning the series. They were previously down 3-1. Then they won the final three games. They win and advance, move on, eliminating the Boston Celtics. This game was a pretty crazy one. It was close pretty much throughout, and the Celtics, they would go down and they would come back, but they could never get over the hump. They can never actually take the lead again. Uh, just a very, very good game. If you look at well, if you look at how the game went, I mean, Embiid once again was fantastic, and this might be his best game in the series. 34 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists in 39 minutes. He was very, very good. And Maxey also had 30 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Edgecombe had 23. For the Celtics, no Jason Tatum. So Jaylen Brown had 33 and 9. Derek White had 26 and 6. Cade had 17 and 12. But man, the difference in this game was Joel Embiid. And he really has been the difference in this series. When he wasn't playing, when he was still recovering from his appendix surgery, the 76ers weren't playing as well. And now he comes back and he's still injured. He's recovering from a surgery and he's still dealing with a leg thing. And he dropped 34 and 12 rebounds yesterday. He was magnificent. His best performance of the series. He was so good. And Maxey also was very good, 30 and 11. He was really, really good down the stretch. Some tough baskets that he made. Very impressive. So for the 76ers, the difference really was Embiid dominating, and then at the end, Maxey closed it out. And for the Celtics, the difference for them, the reason why I think they lost was because they did not shoot the 3-point shot well. And that's kind of been their thing. It's whenever they're going well, they're making 23s per game, setting records for threes attempted, threes made. Yesterday, they were 13 for 49. And you look at Derek White was 5 for 16 on threes. Pritchard was 2 for 7. Jaylen Brown was 3 for 9. That's not good enough. And for a team that is, very good at shooting the threes, very uncharacteristic. And it's because of their poor shooting that they lost. They were just chucking up shots, especially later in the game. And they would be down, they would manage to come back, but they can never get over the hump. They can never take the lead back again. So they would close it, but then they would just fall right back down. It would just go in that kind of cycle. It's because of their poor shooting, especially down the stretch where they had a chance to tie the game, and then who knows what could have happened after that, but they weren't able to do so because they could not hit their shots, especially late. So for the 76ers, Embiid and Maxey were fantastic, and the Celtics could not hit their shots late. And that was the reason why the 76ers come back down 3-1 in the series, and they are going to face the Knicks. Big upset, great series, great game, and the 76ers are moving on. It was a pretty good game. We have two Game 7s today, and I'm very excited for both of them. The Magic play the Pistons, the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. The Magic surprised everybody, including me, by getting out to a 3-1 series lead pretty convincingly. And then the Pistons have won Game 5 and Game 6 to force Game 7. This game will be in Detroit, and it feels like the Pistons have all the momentum because they've won the last two games. Are pretty close games up until the end where the Pistons kind of pulled away, but man, the Magic did not shoot the ball well in the last game, and the Pistons used that to come back from down 20 at halftime. Very impressive win in Game 6, and it feels like the Pistons have all the momentum. And this is going to be a real test for both of these teams, both pretty young teams, but it's just a matter of who's going to show up in this crucial Game 7. This is it. You win or you go home. And it's kind of a question of who has what it takes to win. And the Magic had high expectations coming into the season, did not meet those expectations, but they can get to the second round and upset the number one seed with a win here. And for the Pistons, you're supposed to have moved on already, but here you are in Game 7, with the potential to be eliminated if you lose. And for the Pistons, kind of the untested one seed, not that much playoff experience. They can win this game. That's going to be big for their experience, big for building character as a group. If they lose, there are going to be questions about their status, their legitimacy as a contender in the East. So it's a big game for both teams, both trying to prove themselves with a Game 7 win here. The other Game 7 is between the Raptors and the Cavaliers. Now, this is a good series so far. The Raptors were able to get here thanks to a game-winning three from R.J. Barrett. And if you look at the injury report, there are two big names that popped up. Quickly has been out for the whole series, so he's not playing. And then Brandon Ingram is out. He's doubtful. He did not play in Game 6, but he is doubtful with a heel injury. And even though the Raptors were able to win Game 6 without him, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that again because this is different. This is in Cleveland, and that's important because the home team has won every game so far in this series. And for that reason, and the reason of no Ingram again, I think I'm going to take the Cavaliers to win this game because when they're at home, they've played very well. And when they're on the road, it's the Raptors who have the advantage. So if Donovan Mitchell and James Harden can play like they did in games 1 and 2, then I think Cleveland should be able to take this one. The Raptors can make it close, and they have been making it close after the games 1 and 2. Pretty much every game has been either in the Raptors' favor or a close Cavs win. So it's going to be close probably, but I think Cleveland has just the enough advantage to win the game and move on. So those are the two basketball games going on today. It's going to be very fun. Great game yesterday. We had a great game going on today. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be just fun, entertaining basketball. And Game 7s are always a treat. I love Game 7s so much. I thank the Lord for Game 7s. I'm going to make that like a catchphrase. Thank you, Jesus, for Game 7s. All right. Now we're going to go to hockey. There was one hockey game yesterday. This is actually the semifinal round, not the quarterfinals. And this one was pretty lopsided. It was the Carolina Hurricanes beating the Philadelphia Flyers by a final score of 3-0. 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second for Carolina, and they won the game. Surprisingly, not many shots, especially for the Hurricanes. 23, just 23 for them. This game got chippy at the end. 34 penalty minutes for each team. No power play goals, though. And it just felt like Philadelphia wasn't getting anything in the offensive zone. Like I said yesterday, my prediction came true. The ice was very tilted in this game in favor of Carolina. And because of that, the Canes were able to win the game. A shutout win. They have not trailed at any point in this playoff, and they've played 5 games. They have never trailed, which is pretty impressive. And they win game 1, 3-0. So now we got today. There are 2 fantastic hockey games today. One is a Game 7, and one is a Game 1. So we're going to preview Game 7 first. It's the Montreal Canadiens at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Every game in this series has been won by just 1 goal. And every game in this series has been extremely entertaining and fun to watch. Now, the shot numbers, in my opinion, have crept down as this series has progressed. It's gotten more physical, less, offensive focused, and more like what's going on in the middle of the ice and who's, getting the best chances coming out of there. But I think it's safe to say that this game is going to be a all-time classic because in this series is shaping up to be and probably will end up being an all-time classic because, like I said, every game decided by just 1 goal, and I think 3 of them have gone to overtime. 4 of them have gone to overtime. And you know what? I think we're going to see the 5th overtime game of this series here today. These 2 teams are so evenly matched and such good teams as well that I don't think regulation is going to be enough to decide who wins this hockey game. It's going to be super close the whole way through. And after all, it is a Game 7, which means it's going to be more physical, more chippy, more aggressive. Players are going to be hopped up on adrenaline. And I think we're just going to see some crazy stuff happen, whether it be in terms of the actual hockey and the plays being made, or just the fighting, the roughing that's going to happen because it's been rough. It's been rough games all throughout. That it just feels like these two titans of the Eastern Conference are on a collision course here in this game, and it just feels like it's not even like they've been throwing jabs. They've been coming out right out of the gate throwing haymakers. And we're here in game seven, the final round, trying to get it in. And who can land the punch? Who can land the final blow and deliver the knockout? I think it's going to come in overtime. And I'm still not sure who I'm going to pick to win this game. That's how close it is. It's a very exciting game. It's going to be very exciting. I can't wait for it. As for predictions, I want to take the Canadians because that's Noah's team, and I will be rooting for the Canadians. But I feel like the Lightning have the advantage. Being at home, it's not a great home environment, but they did win the last game, and they have the experience in a game seven, and the experience is huge in a game like this. I'll take Tampa Bay to win, but I'm not confident in that. It could go either way. Next, we have the Avalanche and the Wild. This is game one, and this should be a very entertaining series. I had the Stars making it here, but the Wild were the ones who ended up beating the Stars to get here. And this is a matchup of the first and third best team in the league. This is going to be an extremely good series. And I think it's going to be very close all throughout. Colorado has not been tested yet. They had the Kings in the first round. I can't even remember when that game was. I mean, it had to have been like a week ago, right? I mean, yeah. So this is their first game in a literal week because they swept in the first round. They just been waiting around. So it could be a question of are they going to be ready for the Wild or are they going to be rusty? I think they're going to be rusty. I'm going to take the Wild to win this game. The Wild have been very impressive. I took the Stars to win the finals, but my next pick would have been the Wild. I think whoever won that first series was probably going to make it out of the West, and whoever wins this series is going to win the entire thing. So I'm gonna take the Wild to win this game, and I'm gonna take them to win the series. I'm just not a big believer in the Avalanche. I don't think they're as good as people say. President's Trophy curse and all that, but I think the Wild have the advantage here. They're going to be coming off of a good series win, a hard-fought series win. Colorado, meanwhile, is coming off a sweep of a very much inferior opponent, and I think they're going to be a little bit rusty. That'll be enough for the Wild to maybe come out of the gate firing, but even if it doesn't happen immediately, I'll take the Wild to win this game and to win the series. So I'm taking Minnesota. And that is hockey and basketball. So now we're going to get to some less fun stuff for sure. We got to talk about baseball. Um, Yesterday, the Giants lost their fifth consecutive game by a final score of 5-1. The Rays had five runs on 9 hits, and the Giants had 1 run on 7 hits in air. First, I want to talk about what happened in the bottom of the second inning. Elliot Ramos comes up, hits a fly ball to center field. He smokes this baseball, 108 off the bat, right? And it clearly, based off of where the ball was going, how hard it was hit, and the fact that there's no wind, it's an indoor stadium, clearly would have been a home run. I mean, this ball should have cleared the fence by a mile. Instead, Cedric Mullins, the center fielder for Tampa, runs back to the wall, looks like he's about to rob it, and then runs in and catches the ball in front of the warning track. And you're like, how did the ball get there? Was he deking? Was he just, being a fool? But Mullins isn't really like that. He's a nice guy. So it clearly hit one of the catwalks on the roof of the stadium because it's an indoor stadium. It's a dome. It's Tropicana Field. And yet they call him out. So the Giants ask for a review because it, clearly, even though there wasn't a camera getting the ball, which is its own problem, by the way, it obviously hit the catwalk. So they review it and they say, nope, it's an out. I was flabbergasted at this, and so were the Giants because Frank Anderson got ejected, Adrian Hauser got ejected, Tony almost got ejected. I mean, I don't understand how that is even possible. I mean, he hit the ball 108 miles an hour off the bat. If you look at like real and like you look at the diagram, 424 feet. It was supposed to go 424 feet, yet he caught it in front of the warning track. Are the Rays playing at Polo Grounds now? Because there's no way. There's not even a stadium in the league where a 424-foot homer isn't a homer. A 424-foot fly ball isn't a homer. And we play at Oracle, so I've seen some balls that should have been hit homers not be homers because of the dimensions. And this is ridiculous. I'm utterly shocked as to how this could transpire. And it just that's the way that baseball is going for the Giants now. I mean, he smokes one and gets cheated out of a stadium, cheated out of a homer by the stadium. What a joke! It's an absolute joke, and I'm still furious about it. And then let's talk about the game itself. Um, Landon Roop did not have his best outing. He went 4 1/3, gave up 4 earned runs on 8 hits and 2 walks, struck out 6 batters. He was good for the first three, and then it got away from him. I kind of felt this coming. Um, it's so weird. I kind of like I don't know what it is, but somehow I just get a vibe about something, and sometimes most of the time I'm right about it. But um, you know, he didn't have his best outing. And it's unfortunate because we kind of needed him to. And it's not fair to say that we only scored 1 run in this game. So he would have had to have been absolutely perfect in order for us to win this game. But, it's unfortunate. It wasn't his best start. And we needed him to have a great start. He just unfortunately could not. You look at the offense. I mean, Arias had 3 hits, and that's just what he does, man. He's awesome. I would hate to think about where we would be if we didn't have Arias. Devers got a hit. He had a RBI double. Um, I was impressed with some of the swings that Rafi was taking yesterday. And yes, there is still swing and miss, and there's still that look of confusion whenever he swings and misses. But he had an RBI double, and he also hit a pretty loud fly ball. So I'm happy with the way Rafi played yesterday because 1 for 4 with an RBI and an extra base hit is much better than 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So we'll take that. And then yeah, man, it's unfortunate. So let's go from some other scores from around the league. Uh, it's a problem though. We're gonna talk about it. The Yankees beat the Orioles 9-4. Weathers got the win. Brash got the loss. The Blue Jays beat the Twins 11-4. Cease got the win, and the loss went to Garcia. The Cubs beat the D-backs 2-0. Imanaka got the win, 7 shutout. The loss went to Nelson. The save went to Brown. The Guardians beat the Athletics 14-6. Ciccone got the win. The loss went to Lopez. The Pirates beat the Reds 17-7. Ledzinski got the win, and Lauder got the loss. The Brewers beat the Nats 4-1. Harrison got the win. Harrison's pitching great, by the way. The Nationals loss went to Griffin, and the save went to Uribe. 6-3 the final. Astros and the Astros and the Red Sox. Arrighetti got the win. Loss went to Early, and the save went to King. The Marlins beat the Phillies 4-0. Meyer got the win. 7 shutout, 1 hit. The loss went to Painter. The Tigers beat the Rangers 5-1. Winning pitcher was Montero. Losing pitcher was Rocker. The Cardinals beat the Dodgers 3-2. McGreevy got the win. The loss went to Sasaki, and the save went to O'Brien, his 9th. The Braves beat the Rockies 9-1. Sale got the win. Bernardino got the loss. The White Sox beat the Padres 4-0. It's going to be Burke with the win, the loss to King, and the save to Dominguez, his 8th of the year. The Angels walked off the Mets 4-3 on a single from Peraza. The win went to Jefferson, the loss to Warren. And the Royals beat the Mariners in extra innings. Final score 3-2. Strom with the win, the loss to Criswell, and the save to Urseg. Let's talk about today's matchup between the Giants and the Rays. So look, the Giants' offense is not playing well. They're not hitting the baseball well. They're not scoring many runs. That's the reality of the situation. So if we want to win games, we're going to have to get great pitching performances. The bullpen has been pitching very well considering who's in that bullpen, but they can't pitch the entire game. So you're going to need great performances from the starting pitching. So you think, all right, so when does Webby pitch next? When can we get Logan Webb on the mound, our ace, and have him go out for a great outing that we desperately need? Well, it's probably going to be Tuesday. So that leaves today and tomorrow with Molly on the mound and then a bullpen game most likely on Monday. So I think we are in deep trouble. And I am severely concerned because Molly has not been good this year. And the bullpen has been good, but we're going to have to use every single one of those pitchers on Monday, most likely. And you're only going to get you're probably not going to get a great outing from everybody. So I am concerned because Molly hasn't been very good this year. And while the bullpen has been good, you can't expect 8 to 9 pitchers to go out there and all pitch very well. We need Logan Webb, and we're not going to get Logan Webb until Tuesday. And Roop and Ray already pitched on Friday and Saturday, and we lost those games. We are in deep trouble because if the offense continues like this and they're not scoring runs, it's going to have to rely all on the pitching, and that's just too much pressure to put on a pitching staff. In addition to, what if they're not good? If they give up 2 runs, we're probably going to lose. And this is the pattern the Giants have been in for years now. And it's so frustrating because those teams did not have great players. It was kind of like weird Farhan teams. This team has a great offense on paper, and they're not hitting. And even when you get hits, I mean, we had like 7 hits yesterday, which isn't terrible. And even when we're getting hits, the problem is we're just not stringing hits together. So there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of problems. And if we don't start winning baseball games soon, then this season is going to be lost. And it's way too early for that to happen. And this is a team with serious expectations. I don't know what the solution would be. I guess we just got to watch and see if anything different happens. But I am legitimately concerned about the Giants. Anyway, the Blue Jays and the Twins play. It's going to be a Savage versus Ryan. The Brewers and the Nationals going to be Henderson versus Pauline. The Reds and the Pirates, Burns versus Ashcraft. The Orioles and the Yankees, Gibson versus Fried. The Stros and the Sox, Bolton versus Suarez. The Phillies and the Fish, it's going to be Luzardo and Paddock. The Dodgers and the Cardinals, Robleski versus May. The D-backs and the Cubs, Kelly versus Boyd. The Braves and the Rockies, Strider versus Freeland. The Guardians and the Athletics, going to be Messick versus Savali. The Mets and the Angels, Holmes and Kachanowicz. The Royals and the Mariners, Bubic versus Castillo. The White Sox will start Kay against Canning for the Padres. And then Sunday Night Baseball, it's going to be Leiter versus Holton. Rangers versus Tigers. Should be a good one. But the Giants and the Rays is the matchup I'm looking for. If we don't win this game, I'm going to be legitimately concerned. So we got to win this game, and we got to win. So that will do it for today's episode. So much good sports happening. I can't wait for it. Thank you, Lord, for Game 7s. They're the best. And we'll watch all of them, and I'll have those thoughts for you tomorrow. So God bless everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.